How are you, my dear students? Today I also describe chapter 5. Our chapter 5 is food, nutrition and digestion. And today my topic is describe the main components of animal foods and their sources. What is food? I also explain today. A balanced diet is necessary for good health. When oxidized foods produce heat and energy in the body. What is food? Have you any idea? Yes, we get this energy from food. The substances which are digested and absorbed within the body and help in repairing itself, staying healthy, supplies nourishment for vital activities, protect from diseases and produce heat and energy are called food. So, we also know that what is food. Food maintain basically staying healthy, nourishment, vital activities, protect diseases and produce heat and energy are called food. Now, today my headline is component of food and their sources. Here I also divided two categories. One category is principle of ingredients. Foods are divided into three classes. First is protein A, B is carbohydrate and C is fat and oils. Another category is three other components are essential for the body. Vitamins, minerals and water. Just listen, I also gave another structure is fiber or roughage. It's also another source from food. First, I explain depending on the principles of ingredients. Foods are divided into three classes. First is protein. What for protein we also take helps in growth and repair. 2. Carbohydrate helps in producing energy. 3. Fat and oils produces heat and energy. So we also know about the idea. We also take these three principles of ingredients foods. Besides this, three other components are essential for the body. A. Vitamins increases immunity power and enhances chemical reactions. E. Minerals take part in various biological functions. F. Water keeps the balance of water and temperature, regulates cell activity and contains organelles. Now, I also gave the another structure is fiber or roughage. What is fiber or roughage for technique? Roughage absorbs water, increases the amount of stool and helps in bowel function. First, I also explained our first topic is protein. Here protein, please everyone see the board. Protein, it has the gap, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. I also explained now proteins. Proteins are composed of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. There are 16% nitrogen in protein. Sulfur, phosphorus and iron are also present in small quantities. Due to the presence of nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus and iron, the importance of protein is different from carbohydrate and fat. Protein is the only source of nitrogen. That is why it is considered an important component. So, protein is also the very important component for our good health. Sources of protein. We have learned earlier that we get protein from fish, meat, egg, milk, pulse, dried fish, bean seed, nuts, etc. Proteins are also of two kinds. One is animal protein and two is plant protein. Here, I also explain another topics or another components is carbohydrates. For what we also take carbohydrates? Carbohydrates are the main source of energy. They are composed of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Carbohydrates are deposited in roots, stems, flowers and seeds in different forms. Glucose in fruit juice, lactose in milk, starch in wheat, potato, rice, etc. are different forms of carbohydrates. According to composition, carbohydrates are of three types. The formation and composition of three types of carbohydrates are shown in the table below. Please everyone open your book and page number 19. Here table 10.2 classification of carbohydrates. Monosaccharide, one molecule of carbohydrates. Example is glucose and sources where we get from honey, fruit, juice, etc. 2 is disaccharide, two molecules of carbohydrates. Example is sucrose, lactose and sources from sugar and milk. Polysaccharide, many molecules of carbohydrates. Examples carbohydrate and glycogen. Sources rice, atta, potato, green vegetables, etc. Now, why we get from the carbohydrates? We mostly get carbohydrates from rice, wheat and potato. In raw form, carbohydrates cannot be easily digested. That is why we eat food like potato, rice, water, etc. after cooking. Carbohydrates are then digested and turned into glucose. Disaccharide and polysaccharide turn into simple carbohydrates glucose through digestion and become ready for absorption. For human nutrition, simple carbohydrates are very important. The human body can also absorb glucose. We also know the main hints. How can we absorb the carbohydrates? We also absorb the carbohydrates, only glucose. Another components, very important components, fats. Fats is an essential component of food. It is composed of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen and its main function is to produce heat. It remains in the stomach for a long time, so we do not feel hungry. Fat is stored beneath the skin. It is also stored in various organs such as in the liver, brain and muscles. These stored fats are used when good food is not available. It contains more than twice as many calories as carbohydrates and proteins. So, students, please everyone learn that the principles of ingredients are two types. It's also take every day. These sources are protein, carbohydrates and fats and salts. The calorie is the measuring unit of energy in food. Food cooked with oil or ghee makes the food tasty. At the same time, it is also increases the nutritional value, such as fried potato instead of boiled potato, luchi or paratha instead of roti are not only tasty but also contain more calories. Some fats contain vitamin A, some contain vitamin E. According to the sources, fats are of two kinds, such as vegetable fat and another is animal fat. How can we get from vegetable fat? Soybean, mustard, sesame, nuts, sunflower and corn oils are used as vegetable oils. Among them, soybean oil is the best one. Animal's fat. Fats, ghee, dalda, etc. are animal fats. Egg yolk contains fat, but the white part of the egg does not. Fats are insoluble in water. Fat floats on water because it is higher than water. The daily requirement of a healthy adult person is 50 to 60 grams of fat. I also explain main source of our food: protein, carbohydrates and fat and oils. Another components are essential for the body. First is vitamins. Very small amount of vitamins is needed for health. Even so, its importance is unlimited. To grow and to remain healthy, vitamins are absolutely necessary. A balanced diet contains different types of nutrients, so sufficient vitamins can be obtained from a balanced diet. The absence of vitamins in regular diet causes vitamin deficiency disease. It can even cause severe harmful effects on the body or even death. Here, vitamins are of two types, as fat-soluble vitamins and water-soluble vitamins. What are the kinds of fat-soluble vitamins? A, D, E, K. That types of vitamins are soluble in fat, and vitamin B complex and vitamin C are soluble in water. Fat-soluble vitamin where we get from? Vitamin A is obtained from milk, butter, fats, eggs, carrot, mango, jackfruit, etc. Vitamin D: milk, eggs, liver, dairy products, fish oil, edible oil, etc. are the sources of vitamin D. Vitamin E and K. Vitamin E and K can be obtained from all the above mentioned foods. What are soluble vitamins? We also know vitamin B and vitamin C. Mineral salts. Another structure is minerals salts. How can we get from the mineral salts? Mineral salts are essential for body cells and body fluids. The human body contains mineral salts such as, please everyone underline this structure: calcium, iron, sulfur, zinc, sodium, potassium, iodine, etc. These ingredients do not exist as stand-alone elements. These elements are in food and the body as a compound with other elements, forming various organic and inorganic salts. Mineral salts regulate body building and internal functions. Another essential component is water. The other name of water is life. For the existence of life, water is just as important as oxygen. Water is the most essential component for nutrition. Bodybuilding and internal functions are not possible without water. There are three functions of water. First is body formation. Second is control of internal functions. And last, elimination of waste products. And I also explain another structure: fiber or roughage. Dietary fiber or roughage is found in the outer covering of cereals, vegetables, skin of fruits, endosperm, seeds, roots, leaves, stems of plants, etc. These are the cellulose and lignin of cell walls. The way bones make up the structure of the body. Likewise, cellulose and roughage make up the structure of plants. These are complex carbohydrates which human being cannot digest. Cellulose, cows, goats and buffalo can. Roughage absorbs water, increases the amount of feces and helps to eliminate stores. Roughage enriched food also absorbs harmful products from the intestine. It is assumed that roughage reduces the risk of cancer to some extent. Roughage plays a role in reducing obesity. The tendency of fat deposition and hunger. Dear students, today I also gave the example of our component of food and their sources. Next class, I also explain the ideal food pyramid, explain the principles of consuming foods. Thank you, my students. Bye.